Hey YouTube, by now I'm sure you guys have seen some of the videos that talks about how your net worth explodes at $100,000 miraculously. And so I wanted to switch over here and kind of look at some of those on YouTube, and then we'll talk a little bit about why or why not that does happen, and what is the key to that. Is it the number or what is it? So if you look through these different videos, $100,000 explodes, net worth explodes at $100,000, does not explode, $100,000, learn the secrets. So you have all these things at $100,000, and all they're talking about is, when you get to $100,000 in cash, it's this miraculous number, and suddenly your net worth starts to explode. Now, it's true and it's not true. And let's look at the situation where it is and isn't helpful as we go to this next kind of graph that we made before, and we talk about assets. If you have $100,000 and you've saved it and it's sitting here in the bank making 0% interest, cash flow, call it cash flow, and 0% gain, then that really doesn't do anything for anything else. It just sits there in the account. If you end up with putting it all in bonds, you're going to have a little bit of cash, but it's going to go down by $8,000 a year. You're going to lose that every single year because of inflation, or let's say maybe you'll lose $5,000, but this is kind of a weight on your actual prosperity versus everyone else. The average out there for an investment return is going to be a broad market index fund, and so if you don't have it in at least some kind of return which is matching this, then you're actually losing in that $100,000, and it's actually going against you. You're not making progress. You have to work harder and harder and put more and more money to try to build this up to the point that you can actually take action. Now let's look at the circumstance that it would be a big boon to you. Let's say that you did what we were talking about and you put it in VIG. You put in a VIG up to 50,000 of that. You have this extra bonus growth on that index fund. You're getting paid this cash flow dividend. It's the same 50 that would be down here doing nothing for you, or up here losing to this inflation every single year. And you're now taking a different type of risk, and that risk is capital risk versus guaranteeing that you're going to lose every year to inflation versus bonds and cash. So let's just get rid of those, because if you have no assets, you have nothing really to protect. And so let's get rid of these as good choices for that $100,000 that didn't do anything for you. Now you have a broad market index, which is going to keep up with your investments of other people. It's going to keep you in the game. You have individual stocks that you could use, and you have rentals. Now let's say that you build this VIG to around $50,000. It has these type of cash flow characteristics. It's grown each year, and you decide that you have a great investment here that you can buy in an advantage or a stock that you like better, and you sell part of that VIG and you buy into, let's say, this. And let's say this is, now you have 50,000 here and you have 25 here. Now we're 25,000 away from their target of $100,000, but you also learned how to buy index funds. You have this cash flow, you have this growth, and you have the same thing on this stock up here. Now you're going along and you find this house to buy, and it's a house in your neighborhood. It's something and it's maybe it's 10-20% below value. Let's say 15%, a reasonable number, and you can buy it as at an advantage, and you say, whoa, I can sell 25,000 of this and 10,000 of this, and then put that 35. I'll still have some cash flow and some buffer and some growth here. Put that into here, and then I'm going to try to net that versus these, so a little buffer covers my first year. And now you have $100,000, but also you have the skill to buy index funds, to understand how they work, to buy a stock, to understand how it works, to hold things, not just sell when the market has anybody gets scared like everyone else does. And you have maybe a rental property, so maybe you have 50 and 25 and 25. So you maybe have half this cash flow, you have this building, and across them all, maybe you have that 24,000 $30,000, $27,000 in return as that value of that asset increases every year. And so in that case, you have not only $100,000, but you have 3 different asset classes that you have money in, that you understand about those asset classes. What do you like? How do you invest in them? What do they feel like? You have a cash flow. And so it's not about the $100,000 so much as about the fact that now you've started something that you can grow with your money. You've learned how to keep something. You've learned how to take something and make it from 0 to 10 to 15 to 20 to 25 to 100. And the skill sets essentially to get from 0 to 100 are very similar to the skill sets needed to get from 100 to 500. So now you can continue to do that, and that is why your net worth actually grows. Now, if you just put it into, let's say, a 401k, it's fine. Okay, I understand. That's a big thing we do in the middle class and plan for retirement. And let's say that's similar to this down here. But now you have no ability or no money to get you into individual stocks and no money to get you into this realm because all everything's in your 401k. And so I definitely would do my 401k at 1%, but also I would start on this track to, from index fund investing to stock investing to real estate, into crypto, maybe a business. I would say business is pretty far down the road if you're actually being the investor in the business, because you really want to build some skills on that. But this essentially is why or why not that $100,000 of net worth or savings actually helps you propel yourself into being wealthier, having more security, and those type of things. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe down below, and I will talk to you later.